What are the historical roots of the burden of proof? Have you ever wondered where the idea of the burden of proof comes from? This concept is essential in courtrooms and has a rich history that dates back to ancient times. The burden of proof refers to the responsibility placed on a party in a legal case to prove their claims. This principle evolved to ensure fairness in legal proceedings by making the party making the claim responsible for providing evidence. The origins of the burden of proof can be traced back to Roman law and medieval English common law. A key Latin phrase from that time states that the burden of proof lies with the one who asserts, not the one who denies. This means that if someone makes a claim, they must back it up with evidence. This principle was designed to prevent baseless accusations from moving forward without proper support. In medieval England, the burden of proof became closely linked to the development of procedural rules in courts. Early legal systems required claimants to present enough evidence to avoid having their case dismissed outright. Over time, courts recognized different types of burdens. The burden of production is the duty to present enough evidence to raise an issue, while the burden of persuasion is the obligation to convince the judge or jury of the truth of a claim. The standard of proof has also changed throughout history. In civil cases, the burden is typically to prove claims by a preponderance of the evidence. This means that something is more likely true than not. This standard was established before the criminal standard of beyond a reasonable doubt, which developed later, especially in the 17th and 18th centuries. This higher standard was introduced to protect individuals accused of crimes, given the serious consequences they face. Philosophically, the burden of proof aligns with the idea that claims need justification. This concept is rooted in classical rhetoric and logic. It prevents the unfair shifting of responsibility and ensures that assertions are not accepted without evidence. In court, the prosecution must prove the defendant's guilt, while the defendant is presumed innocent until proven otherwise. In practical terms, the burden of proof dictates who must present evidence and how convincing that evidence must be to win a case. For instance, in criminal cases, the prosecution has the burden to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. This requirement safeguards the rights of the defendant. In civil cases, the plaintiff must prove their case by a preponderance of evidence, reflecting different stakes involved. The historical roots of the burden of proof highlight a balance between fairness and efficiency in legal processes. This principle ensures that claims are supported by evidence and that no party is unfairly disadvantaged by the rules of the court. It remains a central aspect of courtroom persuasion and argumentation, guiding how evidence is presented and evaluated.